Simple works. Don't do a shitty version of something advanced. Do something simple well. I did this many times myself when I was starting out in graphic design and marketing. I see people do this a lot, where when you're just starting out, you want to prove so badly that you know how to do all these things, that you put all these effects and all these kinds of added features into your design just to show that you have these techniques under your tool belt. But in the beginning, when you haven't mastered those techniques yet, it's best to do something simple, but very, very well. That's going to take you a lot farther, and people will be able to actually get your message, and your message will come across a lot clearer, and it'll just be simple is not always bad. I see people, I guess that's the main thing, is people confuse complicated and unique with good, but sometimes simple can be the best possible option. Business isn't a skill. I see, like, when people study business in school, what does that even mean? Business is a way of life. You take a skill that you already possess, like if you work in woodworking or if you build surfboards, whatever it is, you take that skill and you turn it into a business so you can have your passion be the source of your livelihood. Business is a way of life. It's a choice you make to go into business, or you can work for someone else. But it's not a standalone skill. Building businesses is a skill, but then there are actual specific skills that get into that. So building businesses, what does that involve? Building websites, building brands, the logo design, slogans, coming up with business plans, writing them. All of that, those are individual skills. But business is a way of life, not a skill. If you are in a creative rut and having a hard time creatively, a good tip that I heard that I've used and it's worked extremely well when I was, when you spend a week looking and working on a design, you kind of get stuck seeing it from that same perspective. And other people in marketing and people that you work with are also going to have a similar perspective. Asking someone who's just a friend or someone that you know who's a potential consumer who might actually see that ad, what they think, getting their opinion can sometimes just unlock a whole new perspective. And people will say, like my friends, when I ask them something, they'll say it so easily. They don't even have to think about it. It just comes to them because that's their honest first-hand reaction. And it's hard to get that, to get yourself into the shoes and into the perspective of a person seeing that ad for the first time on the street. So ask someone who actually might see it on the street, what do they think of it? And you'll get a very good eye-opening answer. Don't always listen to other designers. Listen to your clients and follow your own style. Because if it's working, then there's no reason to change it. I've had actual professional designers tell me that my portfolio is terrible. They critique every single aspect of it. But then that same portfolio is what actually got me a real job in marketing. So who's to say if it's good or bad? And if I had listened to them and changed everything, maybe I wouldn't have gotten that job. So don't listen to necessarily people who are more professional than you. Follow your own gut. If you think that something looks good and you think that it's the best version of your work that you want to showcase, show it off. Never think about what other people think is cool. When you're trying to create a trend, why would you think about what people think is cool today? People don't know what they want yet. They don't know what they're missing. They don't know what the next product that's going to fill all the voids in their heart is. They just don't. You have to be the one to predict that. You have to be the one to figure that out. And how do you do that? Be on the ground floor where it all begins. Be there all the time. Talk to the people who start trends. Talk to the people who are at that skate shop in New York that are creating culture, that are choosing the new brands that are going to be cool in 5 years. Whatever it is, Talk to the people who are actually just living in that culture. Talk to people who figure out what's going to be cool in 5 years that doesn't exist yet. It will never be so simple. People, I see it just all the time. People chasing trends, people chasing what's cool, copying it and redoing it. It works for the time being, but that's not how you build something that lasts. To build something that lasts for a little while, you're going to be behind in a way. It's going to look like you're behind, but really you're ahead. It's going to look like you're not doing what's cool. It's going to look like you're not relevant, but that's because you're doing something that isn't cool yet, that people haven't realized they want yet. So it's going to look like there's no one paying attention, and that's true, but that's not because it's not valued. That's because that people haven't discovered that they truly want it yet. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Take pieces of things that work and combine them into something new. Not every invention has to be a groundbreaking discovery that's never ever been seen before. Take things that work, take pieces of it, and combine them to create something truly new. Most inventions are not 100% new. Most inventions are advancements and upgrades to previous things that have already existed. In the end, after 4+ years of being in marketing and branding and seeing how people create a brand image, it's not always, it can help, but it's not always so heavily dependent on how much your ad budget is. A lot of the times, a real brand image, a real reputation is built through human interactions, through the business owner being a quality member of the community, helping out when it's needed, going to events, sponsoring local events, shaking hands. As old-fashioned as that sounds, that's what builds a good reputation and a brand image that's going to last. A good reputation takes almost 30 years to build and 30 seconds to break down and destroy. Be at the right place all the time. Not just at the right time, be at the right place all the time. The harder you work, the luckier you get. That guy selling CDs on the corner in the city, he's only doing it every single day because he's hoping that one day he gets lucky. And every day people look at him and they can say, oh, he's an idiot. But that one day when some big producer takes that CD, listens to it, and comes back and signs him and gives him a big break and a big deal, everyone else is going to say congratulations to that guy. Congratulations, you're so lucky that that's happening to you. But they don't realize that they were laughing at him every single day when he was standing on that corner selling those CDs. So be at the right place all the time. And that example is a bare example, but get smarter, work smarter, find the people that you need to make a deal with and be at that place where they hang out all the time. If they're there some of the time, you cannot afford to be there some of the time. You have to be there all the time. It only increases your chances of being luckier. Be around the people that can change your life as much as humanly possible. A logo should be extremely simple. A logo should be simple yet unique. It should be a combination of shapes and symbols slightly modified to create a totally unique emblem that can be copyrighted and trademarked. If it can't be trademarked, it's not a true logo. I see so many people, they take a clip art and then some text and put it on top of it and call it a logo. That's not a logo. It will never get trademarked and it doesn't work. The perfect examples of good logos are Nike, Adidas, Apple. Their logos are very simple, but yet when someone uses an Apple icon, it will never be the same as the Apple logo. Why is that? Because the Apple logo has slight modifications in it to make it easily identifiable, yet such a simple shape that can be drawn sewed onto t-shirts, pasted, stamped. It can be recreated in many, many different mediums and different colors. And it always, always, always screams one thing. This is Apple. That's a good logo. Be willing to work for free. Pick a job you're willing to do for free and become known as the man who does that job. I see so many people today saying, never do your services for free, never give them out for free, charge this amount. Well, sure, you're entitled to that opinion, but other people are entitled to say no when you offer them that extraordinarily high price. It's outrageous. So, I worked for 4 years for free on many projects while I was in college, and that's the best possible way to learn, to get real experiences that are going to leave you with skills that you can apply to so many things later down the line. I never got paid for those, but they all pay off now today. It all accumulates. Delayed gratification. A lot of people will avoid delayed gratification and go for the instant gratification, but that's not how you build an array of experiences that are going to serve you for a lifetime. Work for free. A simple mindset change that you can make in 2 seconds is switching from when you need to do something, you tell yourself, I want to do this thing. And when you need to go to work, and I do this all the time, when I'd be going to work, it'd be 6 a.m, I'd be tired, I didn't get enough sleep, I just woke up, I'm barely awake, I'm driving, I don't want to go there, it's raining. I tell myself, I want to go there. And then the attitude of your body changes, the vibrations, the frequency. You walk into the building and everyone can sense it. It resonates off of you. People can feel how happy and how much you want to be there, and they want to be around you, and they treat you nicer. And they appreciate the energy you bring to the table. When you want to be somewhere, it tricks your mind also into putting more effort when you're there. So tell yourself that you want to be there, and you'll have an easier time getting through the day. These are probably just some of the best apps, programs that I would recommend to anyone in marketing and public relations and advertising in 2024. Phantom Buster, amazing for getting leads. Benchmark, email marketing. Metricool, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, Screaming Frog for SEO, SEM Rush, and last and not least, BuzzStream. These are all very good, budget-friendly applications, which most of them have free trials that are incredible. So check those out. Take a bunch of logos of the best companies in your potential industry. So you say you're working on a logo for a food company. Take the best food, chips, whatever niche it is. Take the best logos in an industry, and then take your potential logo idea, the concept that you're currently at, and paste it right next to them. And take a big image and look at this banner of all the top companies in the world and how their logos work and look, and how yours looks next to them. And that's a damn good way of being able to tell how your logo is going to look in the global landscape. If it ever becomes a big brand, how will this logo compare to the biggest brands in the industry? You want to almost blend in when entering a new industry. When you're walking in a sidewalk and you're entering a sidewalk on a crowded city street, you don't just walk right in and stop in the middle so everyone crashes into you. You try to walk in at the same speed that everyone else is walking. Don't try to cause a huge disturbance. Don't try to break and make an error in the system. Join in and blend in almost like a chameleon. And to do this, look at what the best companies in your service industry are offering. Look at what they offer on their website. Click on services in their website. If you're in advertising, look at best advertising companies in Boston. That's where I am. So just look up best advertising companies in Boston. Go to services. Take the exact services that they offer and start offering them and list them under your website. When people ask for those services, just tell them, hey, we're new at doing this. This is a new thing that we're offering, but I'd love to work with your company. It's extremely interesting to me, and I want to add it to our portfolio. So if you'd be willing to give us a chance, we'd work on this for free. And that's how you get your foot in the door. That's how you get experience. And that's how you get a case study that you can then bring to other clients, and you never ever have to tell people that, oh, I was doing this for free. No, the next ones, once you learn how to do it, you can just tell them that all of those were paid. You don't always have to say, oh, I did this for free for a year. No, you can just say, oh, I've done this for a year. People don't need to know exactly how much every single client paid. This is the ultimate branding exercise. You are given a task to create a marketing strategy for a company. You take that company and you figure out who is their target demographic, their target customer that we are going after, that we are trying to acquire. Now, you're going to make a T-chart, and on the left side, you're going to write down, what does these people have? And on the right side, you're going to write down, what do these people not have? And then you're going to make the list of things they have and have not. And then you will have a much clearer picture at which emotions and which pain points you are going to tap into to better acquire that target customer. Understand what they have and what they don't have. Then you can understand what you want to offer them.